There's a big element of unknown every single time we decide to build a live set and get out there and perform it. We dream and think big. We have high expectations of how we want to do what we do, but sometimes technology just hasn't caught up yet.
The idea with the Blade was to bring the drama of a live rock band to an electronic show. The craziness and the kinetic energy of hitting drums as hard as you can and sweat and headbang and really get into the music. Live performance is really what we live for.
Spending hours and hours and days and weeks and months on end working on something that maybe you could just pass off to someone else to go do that thing. It's just not what we do. We just love being involved. We love being a part of every element. It is also why the music sounds like it does. We inject it full of all of the crazy hard work and passion we have for it. That is what Glitch Mob is, and that is what the Blade is. It's a huge culmination of all the elements coming together and us being able to say, this is our story, this is what we want to say to the world, this is what we do. The Blade, which is here behind me, was kind of the brainchild of the three of us, plus Martin Phillips and many others.
You know, there's really nothing off the shelf that we can buy to perform our own music the way that we want to, so we had to have it custom designed.
It's been a long progression. We've always been interested in finding ways to perform our music in a way that engages the crowd and engages people and is exciting and imaginative.
This is totally different than anything else anyone else is doing because it is all about improvisation, playing in the moment, and the ability to play anything at any time. It's really taking live performance and technology and making a real instrument with it, which is awesome.
This entire thing's like their instrument. It's not like an installation and instruments are separate. Like, it's built in, it's all one giant awesome thing.
The reason this project was so exciting for me and a lot of the people on the crew is because it's given us all an opportunity to push the boundaries of technology and do things that we feel no one's ever done before and that we've certainly never done before. So it's constantly an exploration into the unknown. So there's always a little doubt in the back of our mind that maybe it's just not gonna work and we're gonna have to start over, try again.
When you watch this show, it feels like, oh yeah, we're in the future. You know, like, this is what futuristic music is becoming. They're using technology not to make it, you know, just like completely like dummy-proof. They're using technology to basically expand on something that they wouldn't be able to do with conventional stuff.
So we had finished writing our sophomore album, Love, Death, Immortality, and we wanted to find a new way to perform the music. And we knew that we wanted to have it be as epic as the story that we're trying to tell. People ask what the title of the album came from, and really, the words specifically don't mean anything. It's almost like the feeling that it imparts. It's about life, it's about stories that make life real and epic, and how music can be a guiding beacon, or it can help you through a dark time. For us, like, that's really at the core of the music and how epic life can be in any given direction. And we wanted the live show to have that same feel.
I mean, it had been 2 years since they'd released an album, and they were in a place where they wanted to really tell a new story. That led us to a guy named Harrison Lex, who's this amazing genius artist from New York, who ultimately created the cover of the album. Love, Death, Immortality. And that really set in stone the context for all of the visuals.
We've built our own stages, we've been our own roadies. As a completely independent band where everything is self-financed, we don't have a major label, so all the money that we make goes right back into building the next thing. So we started from essentially nothing, and we made a little bit of money, then we would build the tour bigger and bigger and bigger, and all the money we make from the tour and all the resources we get go right back into it. That's just been our ethos, because we want to make the show as bigger and badder and better as possible. We were introduced to Martin Phillips of Bionic League from our manager.
He's a mastermind of live show production. It really was an honor to work with him.
Working with Martin is really interesting and creative. He's really amazing to watch work. It's kind of like Legos in a way. You just kind of build all these pieces and then, okay, this one piece is not working, so we'll take it away and put it over here, and until we had this like beautiful design that we were like, okay, that's the blade, that's the glitch mob.
Martin has multiple roles. He operates kind of how a movie producer might work on set, constructing and coordinating a team of people to execute our vision. Or sometimes it feels like he's a creative director whose medium is the live stage.
I think the ideas that we were bringing to Martin, he instantly knew like, okay, I need someone that's going to be able to design and build spaceships, basically. What better place to go than Vision? They build movie sets.
Greg and the guys over at Vision, it's going over there. It was amazing for us working with Greg. He got the idea right away. We showed him all these images of all these different video games and spaceship consoles, and we're like, okay, it's kind of like Fallout. There's a little bit of like Sith Lord in there, and you're like, okay, I totally get it. And he was drawing everything by hand. That was the crazy part.
Yeah, I always start just rough sketching my ideas with pencil, just by hand, and then I'll get into models, build little rough models to get some shape and volumes, and sometimes I'll take pictures of the models and trace over those and add detail and build it that way. The blade, the set for the glitch mob, is made from steel, aluminum, and fiberglass and plastics. The guys from Glitch Mob are all really great guys. They were all really collaborative and very helpful. They knew what they wanted, which helped a lot, so.
So after we were done with the album, all the songs had to be prepared to be loaded into our live set. However, all of our old material needed to be re-engineered to sonically match what Love, Death, Immortality sounds like. Every single note of every single melody and every single chord of every, single pad sound, all of that had to be resampled and loaded into samplers into Ableton.
Their live set's definitely pushing the program to the max. I remember Berlin had said that, aside from like Cirque du Soleil or something, no one had ever really done that before with such a large set. And I think in the end it helped both sides, it helped them get what they needed done, and it helped us better the product.
Once Ed had completed the process of preparing the music for the live show, we brought in Matt Davis to build the audio system, which we named Lil Kim.
Little Kim is a beast. She was constructed by several people and programmed by Ed and Matt Davis.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like the ultimate sort of playback rig. It's comprised of 2 audio computers, both running Ableton Live, an A machine and a B machine, 2 Mac Minis that are responsible for handling all the control data that comes off the stage. The whole, quote, meta instrument is a combination of iPads running the Lemur app, Livid Bass or Akai MPD controllers, Max MSP, Universal Audio Apollos, Radial SW8 switchers, a bunch of Motu MIDI routing, a bunch of network gear, combination of MIDI merges, there's analog signals, there's digital signals, we're kind of just running it all into this, big aggregation rack that, takes everything in, routes it, splits it, translates it, and gets it all into Ableton Live so that these guys can play their live show on their spaceship.
She is a powerful beast. She is basically the brains of the entire blade.
She is really just the behind-the-scenes behemoth where
all of the technical number crunching happens so that music reaches your ears.
When we moved into Red, it was full go time. We would show up about 6 p.m. and leave about 6 or 7 a.m. every day, and then the lighting crew would come in and work on the visuals from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. when we came in, and there was a 24-hour around the clock.
It was a long, tedious process, and it was real exciting, but it was also really gruesome in times because we had no idea if this thing was going to work. Hours of staring at the computer trying to figure out programming errors with Matt Davis and trying to figure out how we're going to light up drums with Martin, and are we going to use triggers to when you hit a drum it's going to trigger a light? Are we going to pre-program that? So like so many things.
And also the production team was figuring out how to break this thing down and stick it all in a truck, move it around the country. There was points in time where we were completely losing our mind. It was like The Shining in there at 7 in the morning, the sun's coming up, we've been drinking coffee all night, and things are just breaking and not working. We didn't know at that point in time if this was gonna fly or not, because nothing like this had really ever been done, and it wasn't even considered to be in a beta, it was like an alpha.
We didn't actually get kind of like a working, functional version of the set up and running until literally basically the final dress rehearsal at Red Studios was when, I kind of felt like, okay, the set is playable, but it's not perfect. We're definitely a little sloppy, but this is just gonna be one of the kind of things where we just have to get out on tour and begin playing this, and that's when we'll get good at playing it, but at least it works right now. Okay, so this is one station of the Blade, and right here we basically have 4 iPads. They're all running this software called the Lemur. This is also another tactile MIDI controller that we can use to play melodic parts and also affect our parts. And then everybody basically has some Roland V drums that they can play, whether they be these big taikos right here, or essentially these kind of like bongos. This is how we put it all together. The reason why we do this, in my personal opinion, is really just to do justice to our music and to give fans, in my opinion, the experience of how the music should be felt and absorbed, so to speak.
The tour is when everything comes together and people get to really live the music. And that's also what we live for. We live for the feeling of being on stage, connecting with people who have been listening to this music for years, and maybe this music has meant something to them.
We want to bring something to our fans that they're going to walk away from and just feel really good about themselves that they went and saw the show, really inspired, really uplifted and fulfilled, and for them to be ready to go out and try something new. We're here to inspire people.
We are the wild ones.
Dope.
Sick.
Lil Kim is the real brains of the operation.
That's how much I love the Glitch Mob. I'm their #1 fan.
What do you think of the Glitch Mob?
They're really hot.
You think they're really hot?
Yeah.
Which one do you think is the hottest?
Stared at the one with the Asian one. Yeah.